Guys, so shall we start our session? So guys, here we are going to learn Django REST framework, guys. Django REST framework. So what is the Django REST framework and what is the use of Django REST framework? Why required to learn this Django REST framework? Where we are using this Django REST framework? Like these all basic points. First we need to discussing. Okay, and to learn this Django REST framework, what are the prerequisites? What things are required before learning this Django REST framework? Okay, so now we are going to be discussing all these all points. So to learn this Django REST framework, guys, to learn this Django REST framework, we required to learn, guys. We required Python language and Django framework. Django framework, guys. These two things required. So here Django framework is different and Django REST framework is different, guys. Both are different. Remember, Django is different. Django REST framework is different. Okay, na? So using the Python and Django, if you are developing any one project, guys, using the Python and Django, if you are developing any one project, that is 70% of the code only going to be completing. Okay, so 60 to 70%, for example, this piece. So this piece you can develop by using the Python and Django. So Python plus Django. Python plus Django. Now rest of the code, guys, rest of the code if you want to developing, then must be required this Django REST framework. Then only your product completing 100%, guys. Then only your product is completing 100%. Okay. So totally 100% required, guys. 100% required project. Then only we are delivering this product to public. But using the Python and Django, what we are developing, 70% code we are developing, for example. So rest of the 30% code, remaining 30% code, by using the REST API, we are going to be developing, guys. REST API, Django REST framework, guys, simply we are calling. Okay, na? So when we are adding this REST API code also to our existing Django, then our application is going to be becoming like a 100% good product. Okay, Python, Django, and REST API. Total three things if you are applying to your project, then that is totally complete project, guys, 100%. Then this product we are going to be delivered to the public. This product we are going to be delivered to the public. So clear, everyone? So lot of people, they don't know awareness of the Django REST framework, guys. They know only Python and Django related information. So they are attending the interviews. So when they are attending the interviews, some people are getting the questions about the REST API. That time they are realizing, okay, REST API is also important to crack the interviews like that. Okay, and guys, some people using the Python and Django, they are developing the beautiful applications in the organization. Later for your application, we need to add REST API also. Then only your Django application is becoming like a good product. Okay, na? So one example you can take it. Yesterday I told example. So one mobile company, if you are taking one mobile manufacturing company, you are taking, guys. So one new mobile design, guys. One new mobile design with all good qualities, like camera pixel quality, RAM quality, hard disk quality. Okay, na? So 100 GB RAM, 1000 GB hard disk, 100 GB, 100 megapixel camera quality, and face recognition, thumbprint, like so many are there. But battery backup is very less is there, guys. Battery backup very less is there. 10 hours you are going to put charging, and only 1 hour you are able to use that charging, that mobile. Okay, so then obviously people are not interested to buy, guys. People are not interested to buy that one. Am I right? Same like this one also. So using the Python and Django, if you are developing your applications more beautifully, we need to add REST API also to our existing project. Then only our application is going to be becoming like a good product. Otherwise, so this is something pending is there, guys. Clear, everyone? Yeah. So I told already, Python we are calling a general purpose programming language, guys. Python we are calling general purpose programming language. Okay. So why means after learning Python, different courses we can learn, guys. For example, artificial intelligence we can learn, data science we can learn, guys. Data science we can learn, and robotics we can learn, and now Django we can learn. Okay. And Flask we can learn, deep learning. So deep learning we can learn like a number of courses there, guys. So to learn these all courses, basic thing is Python only. That's why Python is a general purpose programming language nowadays people are calling. Got it? So Python is a general purpose programming language. So next, guys, here each course is joining by 100 people. So those all people must be required to learn this Python. That's why Python is getting more demanding. Okay. Now after learning Python, different sectors they are choosing. Somebody is selecting the Django, like you guys. Okay, na? So the people who are selecting the Django, those all people 100% required to select next Django REST framework also, guys. So these all people must be required to know REST API. Simply Django REST framework. We are calling REST API, guys. Okay, na? So no choice there, guys. 100% all Django people. If 100 people learning Django, 100 people learning Django means 100 people required to learn this REST API also. Okay. So here totally, for example, 600 people learning Python. Out of 600, only 100 people only choosing Django. Now these 100 people, 100% choose required to choose this REST API. Okay, na? But actually what is going, lot of people they don't know awareness of the REST API. Just people 20 to 30% people only, 20 or 30% people only learning this REST API. Remaining people are not learning. Okay, because of they don't know importance of the REST API. Clear, everyone? Guys, so in your resume, if you are adding the Python and Django framework as your database, as your programming skill, so some weightage is there. Same resume, if you are adding a REST API also, then more weightage is coming. Okay. And also company people are going to give you high priority. Company people are going to give high priority to REST API developers. The people who are able to developing the REST API coding, then those people are going to get more interview calls, and also priority is going compared to others. That's why. So you need to learn this REST API, guys, and you need to add this REST API as your data, as your programming skill in your resume. Got it? So guys, last 5 years back onwards, this Python related questions, so many asking, guys. Previously, almost 5 years back, Python basics people are asking. So later, a lot of people are learning Python. That's why they are asking about the Django. Okay. Now Django also a lot of people are learning. That's why they are expecting the REST API related concepts. So REST API is recently only some basic concepts only going in interviews. Okay. So if you are able to tell about that, then people are going to be satisfying, and you may get job also. That is the importance. Okay, na? And also this is one of the reason, guys. All Django people must be required to learn this REST API, and REST API also having its own benefits. REST API is also having its own benefits, guys. So we discussed in the last session some points. So Django REST framework is a third-party framework, guys. Django REST framework is a third-party framework. It is not developed by Django people. Django REST framework is built on top of the Django framework. On top of the Django framework. Okay, means the Django framework containing what concepts? The Django framework containing all concepts, guys, available in the Django REST framework also. Plus some additional concepts available in the Django REST framework. That's why we are calling Django REST framework is an extension concept of Django. Clear everyone? This one remember guys. So why this Django REST framework is getting demanding nowadays? Why Django REST framework is getting more demanding nowadays? Means so Django REST framework is providing so many modules, so many ready-made modules, ready-made methods, ready-made functions, ready-made classes providing guys. Because of all these ready-made modules or classes or methods, so as a developer, we are not going to write more lines of code, and everything is internally is there. We are going to use a ready-made code. That's why our Django REST framework is getting more demanding nowadays. Clear everyone? So what modules it is providing, how we are developing, we will discuss slowly. Don't worry, don't worry. Okay. So I told guys, so Django REST framework main advantage is to make the communication from one application to another application. DRF means Django REST framework guys. So DRF is used to make communication, to make the communication between one application, between one application to another application, between one application to another application. Okay na? So Django REST framework is used to make the communication between one application to another application. Okay na? For example, from Java application to Django, Django application to .NET, .NET application to Django, like this. One application to another application. If you want to make the communication, then we required Django REST framework guys. So one example I'm going to show you, can see here clearly. So this is the Django guys, and this is Java, and here for example .NET is their assumption. So this Django related coding guys, Django coding, Django data types, Django memory types, Django object creation, Django syntax, everything is different. Same like Java coding, Java syntax, Java data types, all are different guys. All are different. Okay. So now whenever we are sending one Django request to the Java, okay, whenever we are sending one Django request to the Java, we need to get response generally. Yeah guys, just 10 minutes I'm giving over you this one. So today we'll discuss new concept. So this is important regularly. Yeah. So here, if you want to make this communication app to app, so both are not understanding each other. So we require one translator, or else we required one mediator. So that mediator is nothing but a REST API. That mediator is nothing but a REST API guys. Okay. So REST API means here we are going to use the generally, here we are going to use the JSON. Here we are going to use JSON or XML we are using. XML we are using. Okay. So now our Django data guys, by writing some lines of code, we are going to be converted into JSON format. Okay. Now our JSON response, we are going to be converted into Java. Okay. Now Java response converted into JSON format. Now JSON code converted into Django format. Okay. So here like this, all conversions there guys, all conversions there. And next we are going to give this one. So remember this diagram regularly. Okay. So like this we are going to do communication guys. So you can see here my Django is sending one request in the form of JSON guys. Means my Django code by writing some lines of code converted into JSON. Next this JSON request is taking by the Java. Okay. Now finally Java taking that request, processing that request, giving response. Now this response sending back to the JSON format. Okay. Now this JSON response is taking by our Django. Okay, so like this, finally our Django request reaching the Java and Java response reaching the Django. So like this, via the JSON or XML, people are going to be communicating. Okay, that's why we are calling JSON and XML are universal languages, universal message format languages, universal understandable message format languages. So why we are calling these two things are universal languages means if the data is available in JSON format or in XML format, then the data can understanding by all other languages. The data can understanding by all other languages in entire world, like Django, Java, .NET, PHP, like all the things. Okay, so that's why we are going to be communicating always our request into JSON format, and we are going to take a response in the form of JSON. JSON, guys. Remember that one. Sending JSON, getting JSON. That is API developer primary role. So we are the Django developers, guys. So this is our responsibility. This is our responsibility. If you are a Java developer, this is the Java developer responsibility. Okay, so forget about other languages, guys. So we required what? JSON taking and sending JSON. So we are going to use Django REST framework, DRF, guys, in our Django application. So by using the Django REST framework concepts, if we are creating any URL, so that URL sending the request in the form of JSON only, and that URL getting the response in the form of JSON only. Okay, so sending the request, getting the response. That is by using Django REST framework concepts. Clear, everyone? So using the pure Django also we can do this communication, guys. So pure Django also we can use. Then more than 100 lines code is required. But if you are using the Django REST framework, less than 10 lines code is enough to make this app to app communication. Okay, now? So remember, guys, this one. So here Django side we have REST API developers, guys. In the Django side we are calling REST API developers. In Java side we are calling web service developers. In .NET side we are calling web API developers. But in all the languages side APIs developers must be required. So this is only our responsibility. Django to JSON converting. Later Java side web service developers there, they are going to take this JSON response and converting into their Java language format. Why means they knows Java coding. Okay, now their Java response they are going to be converted into JSON format. JSON format. Now as a REST API developer, we are going to take the JSON response back and converted into Django type. Okay, na? So like this in every language side API developers commonly required. So here we are going to do this conversion by using the Django REST framework. So here lot of lines code we are writing, guys. Instead of writing lot of lines code, Django REST framework is providing some ready-made modules, ready-made classes, ready-made methods. We are going to use those ready-made classes or methods or modules. That's why we are going to write less lines of code. We are going to write the less lines of code. Clear? Yes, guys. So if you are using the Django REST framework related concepts, guys, we are having the lot of advantages, guys. We are going to have the lot of advantages. Okay. So one is we are going to get the browsable API, guys. Browsable API concept we are going to get. Okay. That is the first point, guys. Browsable API means what? In normal Django, guys, we are going to get the normal browser only. In Django you are going to get the normal browser only. So this is the browser, guys. From here we are going to send the URL. From here we are going to send the URL. So in Django, guys, after developing Django project, whenever you are running the server, by default from the browser only GET request possible. By default from the browser URL path only GET request possible. You can send the GET request and you are going to get the data from the database. You are going to get the data, guys, from the database. From the database. And now you are going to get the data. You are going to get the data. That is only possible guys by default. Get operation possible. Okay. So if we want to create any data inside the database, then we need to design here. We need to design here. We need to design here create form. Okay, na? We need to design here create form guys. For example, employee number, employee name, okay, and salary, something guys like this. We need to design guys form. We need to design form. Just assumption here. So like this form we are designing, and one submit button we are designing. So we are going to enter data, and we are going to click this submit button. We are going to click the submit button. Then this form data is taking and going to the database and storing here. Okay. So if we want to create a HTML, you need to design. If you want to delete also so and so ID, we need to send guys. That is HTML we need to design. If you want to update also HTML, we need to design. Okay. So in Django by default only get operation possible to send the request. Remaining requests get to post to, put to, delete, nothing but update, delete, and creating purpose. So that is not possible from the browser. Okay. So we must be developing the UI coding presentation guys. But in the Django REST framework, it is providing browsable API concept. Means from the browser guys, from the browser without typing any HTML code, single line also. So get operation you can do, create operation you can do, update operation you can do, delete operation you can do. Total all CRUD operations we can performing. Why means REST API, Django REST framework is providing some ready-made presentation in the browser, automatically providing ready-made presentation. Okay, na? So for creating purpose, this ready-made templates, this HTML also automatically providing guys, based on your fields, your model fields, employee number, employee name, salary, like that. Okay, that's why we are calling this is a browsable API providing. Okay, na guys. So remember, because of the browsable API, no presentation, no UI technology is required. Automatically presentation developed. Got it? So UI technology is not required, guys. The second point is here. For example, no UI, no UI technologies required like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. These all things no need to use, guys, in the Django REST framework. Why means Django REST framework is developing the ready-made presentation, ready-made templates based on our model fields. That is also one of the benefit. Okay, na? So no UI, no UI means HTML code totally you are reducing guys. In every HTML tag, head tag, body tag, title tag, like a number of tags we are writing. For create one tag of one HTML, for updating one HTML, deleting one HTML, like this a number of HTMLs required. So these all HTMLs are taking almost nearly 100 lines of code, guys. Nearly 100 lines of code HTMLs if you are designing. Already in Django you are I think you are designing. Okay, definitely all Django people designing the presentations. So 100 lines of code required, guys. But if you are using the Django REST framework, so these all 100 lines code not required. Ready-madely we are going to get the templates to performing the operations on our application related database. Okay, so obviously 100 lines code you are reducing means within the less time, guys, within the less time we are going to be writing the code. Am I right? Within the less time we are going to writing the code. And also 100 lines code you are reducing means at the time of executing, guys, programming, top to bottom, line by line executing. Okay, so 100 lines code you are reducing means within the less time program executing. Okay, within the less time program executing, nothing but performance, performance, performance increasing, performance increasing. Understand this one? So less time is taking to developing the code, and because of the less time performance is increasing, and the less code we are writing as okay, first point this one only we are taking. So less code we are taking, because of the less code taking the less time, because of the less code then performance time also increasing, execution speed increasing. Okay, na? So this is the first you can take it and you can build all the points, guys. Okay, so because of the less code readability is increasing. Am I right? readability guys, readability increasing, readability increasing. Okay, so less lines of code is there means easy we can read, readability increasing. And next, complexity decreasing, complexity. Okay, complexity decreasing, complexity decreasing. Like these all points there guys, benefits. So Django REST framework providing the browsable API concept. Because of this browsable API concept, from the browser we can performing all CRUD operations, creating, updating, deleting all things. Why means Django REST framework is providing some ready-made presentation, ready-made templates providing. Because of this ready-made templates, no UI code is required, no HTML code, CSS code is not required. So if you are not writing HTML code means obviously less code we are writing. Because of the less code, we are going to write our code within the less time. Obviously time of the or else the duration of the project decreasing guys, duration of the project decreasing, and the performance of the project increasing, and readability of the code increasing. Okay, complexity of the code decreasing. Like a number of benefits there guys, you can build up. So I will share you, I'm going to share you guys material. In that material these all points, points wise you are going to get, don't worry. Okay, next, main advantage, I'm not taking as the remaining all people, readability increasing, browsable, complexity increasing, decreasing, like these all points I'm not writing here. Okay, so next here, what you're going to take means Django REST framework is providing a built-in serializers. This is important guys. Built-in serializers concept. Built-in serializers concept. Django REST framework is providing built-in serializers concept. Serializer classes, for example, built-in serializer classes. What is the use of serializer classes? First of all, what is serialization? What is serialization? Means, so serialization is nothing but the process of converting one type data into another type. The process of converting one type data into another type is called serialization. Okay. For example, guys, we have data in the database. This database data we need to access and we need to store into some variable. That is we are calling query set. Okay. So in Django only you are doing guys this one. From the database by using the ORM queries, model name dot object dot all we are writing as queries, ORM queries we are calling. So using the ORM queries we are going to be getting the data from database and storing into one variable. That is we are calling query set data. Query set nothing but database format data. Okay. Now this query set data we need to convert into our dictionary format guys. In our Python we have dictionary type. I means in the database key value format data is there guys. Employee number, employee name, like this data is there. Am I right? Data is there like that. So that's why this data we are accessing and storing here. So here it is looks like curly brace key value format guys. So here we are calling objects. Objects having curly brace syntax, curly brace syntax, key value format guys, key value format. Okay na? So that's why we are going to be I mean we are storing here query set format. This query set data we need to convert into one of the data type which is having looks like key value format. Okay, so in our Python what we have, dictionary we have guys. We have dictionary data type. Okay, so dictionary is also having key value format. So this query set data nothing but key value format data we are converting into our dictionary type guys. Dictionary type. Okay, now this dictionary type data again we are converting into JSON type. JSON type. Okay, so JSON type we are going to be converting. Now if response available in the JSON format, that response can taken by all other applications I told. Okay, so any application guys, all applications, all other applications, or else browser. To the browser we can share. To the browser we can share. Okay, now guys, this one. So this is the way, guys, to converting one type to another type. This is called serialization, guys. This is called serialization. Database data finally we are sending to the browser, and from the browser at the time of creating, guys, from the browser you are sending data. So via these all formats again storing into database. Okay. So one is incoming, another one is outgoing. Simply. Okay. So the process of converting one type data into another type is called serialization. So Django REST framework is providing some built-in classes, guys, to do these conversions automatically. So in Python we can do this conversion. In Django also we can do this conversion, guys. So for example, in Django, if you want to do these all conversions, more than 100 lines required. Okay. So in Django, I'll show you guys this all programmatically later. Okay. So in Django, to do this Yabo conversion, to do this Yabo conversion. So in Django, to do this Yabo conversion, so we required, guys, minimum. We required more than, or else more lines, simply more lines code, required. Okay. But in Django REST framework, but in DRF, we required very less lines of code, very less lines of code. Clear this one? Why means a lot of ready-made classes we are having. So these classes can take care of all the things. When user sending data, the data is valid format is there or not, JSON format is there or not. Like a lot of conditions automatically going to check by these serializers classes. Okay. So later I will tell much more about the serializers, guys. We have the big session about the serializers, and also in regularly all programs we are going to use serializer code, guys. From day one program onwards up to day end, regularly serializers we are going to write. Okay, now. So later this is in our programming, guys. In our programming we are going to do regularly these conversions. So from database to browser conversions we are going to do, and next from the browser to database conversions we are going to do. Okay. So while doing this all process, this one converting into query set purpose, some logics we are writing. Next to query set to dictionary type, again some more logics we are writing. Now dictionary type to JSON, again lot of lines code we are writing. Now JSON we are sending to the browser, again lines code writing. Okay. So these all coding how we are writing, that is later programmatically we are going to be discussing. Okay, na? So are you able to give this answer? What is serializer? What is serialization? Means the concept of, or else the process of converting one type data into another type is called serialization. Okay. Simply this is only serialization, guys. Dictionary to JSON serialization. Query set to dictionary serialization. Like that. Simply one type to another type is called serialization. So to do this serialization code, Django REST framework is providing some built-in serializers classes, ready-made classes providing. Just we are going to use those classes in our programming. Then automatically you are getting a lot of time saving, lot of lines code saving benefits there, guys. Okay. So later we will discuss much more. Remember. Next, built-in security classes, guys. Built-in security classes providing. Built-in security classes providing. This is also one of the benefit. Okay. So we are going to developing the APIs, guys. API is nothing but URLs, I'm telling. Okay. API is nothing but URLs only. So whenever we are developing one URL from application 1 to application 2, we are going to be communicating, guys. So this is application 1, guys. Application 1. So for the application 1 purpose API we designed. Now here application 2 is there. Application 2 is there. So in the application 2, guys, this API what is designed here, this API people are going to use. This API people are going to use. So for example here some lines of code they are writing, line 1, line 2. Okay, now here again can see here line, totally 3 lines code is there. Now here my API using ISA. Okay, so next here the some more lines of code is there, some more lines of code is there. Assumption, later we will design how we are writing this code. So I created here API, guys. This API using from application 2, they are going to be communicate with my application 1. Okay, next they are going to get the response back. They are going to get the response back. So our application purpose, we are designing the APIs. Those APIs are using by other application. They are going to do communicating with our application. Okay, na? So guys, when people are going to do this this kind of communication, so here I have database, guys. I have database having some data, something data is there. So this person, guys, application 2 person sending the request to communicating the database to get the data purpose, guys. Now getting the response back, application 1 getting. Now this response is sending to the application 2, means application 2 person getting my application 1 related database data. Okay, no problem if you are getting. But sometimes this application 2 person sending a delete request, guys, which is available here. I want delete. Okay, the data which is available in the application 1 related database, I want to delete. For that, this application 2 person sending the request, then obviously data is going to be deleted. If data deleted, who is affected? Application 1 person is affected, means losing data, guys. This person losing the data. Okay, that's why if anyone wants to use our APIs, then by using our APIs, if they are going to send any request, immediately I need to controlling this person is valid person or not. Like I need to check it. If that person is valid, okay, then we are going to give permission to delete. If that person is not valid, unknown person, then we are not giving permission to do operations. Okay, and also who can do, who cannot do, like these all things we are going to be providing. Okay, so a lot of security we are going to be providing, guys. So that is by using the built-in security classes we can do it. So if these security classes not there, means a lot of lines code is required to write, but Django REST framework is providing a lot of security classes, then automatically we are going to providing easily security. So for example, we have basic authentication mechanism, we have the session authentication mechanism, we have the token authentication mechanism, like so many other, guys. We have the JWT authentication mechanism, like these all are concepts. So using these concepts we are going to provide in the security to our application. Clear, everyone? These all things. Okay, so and also, guys, when you are going to be developing the Django REST framework related coding, if we are getting any problems, so a lot of third party forums also there to supporting us. For example, Java, .NET, Django, if you are taking so many solutions, we are getting from the Stack Overflow site. Same like for our Django REST framework also having Stack Overflow supporting. Okay, so that is one of the site, guys, Stack Overflow site. There are a lot of solutions we are going to get when we are developing the our coding. So sometimes we are getting the errors. Okay, according to developing our task, sometimes we are getting the problems. Those problems sometimes we are unable to solve. Then we are going to check in the internet, guys. So for our REST framework also, a lot of people are providing supporting, guys, solutions. If you are getting like that, then do like this. A lot of solutions we are getting. Okay, so this is also one of the benefit. Third party forum support is there. Third party forum support is there for getting the solutions. Third party forum support is there. So third party forum support is there to getting the solutions, guys. And next here, so guys, we are going to providing security very easily, I'm telling. So why we are providing security means who can do, I mean, every person what can do, what cannot do. Like that, we are going to be validating. Okay, what can do, what cannot do. Like that, we are going to be providing permissions to the users, guys. Permissions we are going to be providing to the users. Okay, that is one main point. And next, in the Django REST framework, when we are installing the Django REST framework, guys, so more packages we are getting, guys. More packages we are getting. Django REST framework related, more packages we are getting. Packages or modules, something. Okay, so by using these packages, we are going to write less lines of code. We are not writing the more lines of code manually. Ready-made code we are getting, guys. Ready-made code we are getting. That is Django REST framework, one of the benefit. Clear, everyone? Okay, so remember, guys, that one. So these like this n number of benefits there, guys. That's why nowadays this Django REST framework is getting more demanding. Okay, so next, guys, we have two types of services majorly. We have two types of services. So we have two types of services, like soap based services, guys. So I'll tell this about these two things in the next session more clearly. Just I'm going to give overview. So we have two types of services generally: soap based services, or else soap based web services we can call. Okay, so soap based services, and next restful based guys, restful based services, restful based services. Okay, so we have two types of services. One is the soap based services, another one is restful based services, guys. Okay, so here questions a lot of times you are getting, guys. So why nowadays restful based services getting more demanding? Why not soap based services? Okay, so what is the, I mean, nowadays all people are using the RESTful based services only, guys, not soap based. So people are asking, why not using the soap based services? Why using the RESTful based services? Okay, na? So that is one point. And if data available in the JSON, if data available in the JSON or available in the XML, then all other applications can understanding this data. Means JSON and XML both are universal languages. Both are universal. Okay, so nowadays people are using the JSON only, guys. More trending one JSON, more trending one JSON, not XML. So again people are asking, why people are following the JSON nowadays, why not XML? In olden days XML people are using, but nowadays all people are using the JSON only most of the times. Okay, so why not using XML, why using JSON? So these are differences we have, guys. More differences we have. Okay, so these all are interviews related basic questions, guys. So do you have knowledge or not about the REST API? People are asking. Okay, and some general terms, guys. Regularly we are using some terms. Regularly we are using some terms. API we are using, web API, web API we are using. Okay, so REST API, REST API. These all are general terms, guys. And web services, web services, web services. Okay, so these all are general terms. In the next session we are going to be discussing these all terms. Clear this one? So what is API, what is web API, what is REST API, like that? Simply API stands for application programming interface. Application programming interface. If you want to make the communication between the two applications, so in middle one mediator, one interface required, guys. One interface is required. So this is application one, guys, and now this is application two. Okay, so application one to application two, if you want to make this communication, then we required one mediator, we required one interface. That interface is nothing but API. Simply via the API only, application one to application two communication is possible. Clear this one? So API stands for Application Programming Interface, which is used to make the communication between one application to another application, or else to make the communication, or else to providing the communication from application 1 to application 2, we required one interface. That interface is nothing but API. API stands for Application Programming Interface. API is having some requirements, guys. Every API having some requirements. According to requirements, we are going to get the solutions. So we are giving request. API is nothing but request, guys. We are giving the request, and for every request, one resource available in the server side, and we are going to execute that resource, and we are going to get the response. Okay. So requested related response we are going to get back. So one point remember, whenever we are sending the request, always we are not getting response successfully, guys. Sometimes successful response we are getting, sometimes failure response we are getting. Maybe success or maybe fail. How we are understanding my request is success or fail? So that is the status code concept is there. We will discuss, guys, slowly. Okay. Then user friendly messages, all the things we are going to write. So totally here our main intention is what? So converting our database data into browser format, I mean JSON format, simply database data converting into JSON format. So that is our main target, guys. This one. So this is in our entire our courses we are going to do regularly. So to do these conversions, a lot of variations there. So what variations there? These all things we are going to be discussing. Okay. Finally, we are going to be designing APIs for our application. Our APIs, how outside people using, outside people APIs, how we are using with security, all the things. Slowly we are going to be discussing. Okay, guys, everyone so far here. Okay, so remember today advantages of these things I explained. So in the tomorrow session, SOAP based, RESTful based differences and JSON and XML differences and these APIs definitions. Okay, these are all basic definitions we are going to be discussing. Okay, so thank you for this day, guys. And I'll stop the recording and you can ask any queries are there.
Plus, sir.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, ORM, can you explain what is ORM exactly, how it is helpful in our RESTful API?
ORM means object relational mapping, guys. Object relational mapping. So actually our database data is there here. Database data here is there. Okay. So in Django regularly we are using these all things. So here some data is there. So we are using the Django, guys. We are using the Django. So Django to any database we can communicate. Django to MySQL, Django to Oracle, Django to MongoDB, like that. Okay. So we are not going to write specific database related queries. We are going to write Django ORM queries. So in Django, for example, to get this all data, guys. Okay. So this is what MySQL database assumption. MySQL DB, this one. Okay. Now I have one more database also. One more DB also I have. So here also records there, guys. Here also record there. This is MongoDB, for example, MongoDB. Okay. So here I have Django, guys. I have Django. So Django to MySQL, I want to communicate, I want to get the data. Django to MongoDB, I want to communicate, I want to get the data. Okay. So for that, we are going to write just Django ORM queries, guys. You are going to write just Django ORM queries. Okay. So here, for example, your model name, my model name is employee assumption. Employee dot objects dot all method you are writing. This is our ORM query. Django format query, guys. Okay. So this query, if you are using the MySQL in your Django, guys, in your Django MySQL database settings, if you are using, then automatically converting this query like this one, guys. Select star from employee, your table name, employee. So this query converting as okay. So this ORM query is converted into MySQL understandable format. This is MySQL query. Now this MySQL query communicating to database and getting the data. Okay. So okay. Now I want to communicate this. I want to communicate this MongoDB, guys. Django to MongoDB. I'm going to do communicating. So for that also same query you are writing. We are not changing queries. ORM queries are common. This ORM query is going to be converting like, for example, db dot employee dot find find method of something you are going to write. Okay. So like this converting, guys. Like this converting here. So this query only, guys. This query only converting like this. If the query available this format, then only this is going to be communicating database and getting the data. Okay. So Django, if you are using means, so database related specific queries no need to write. We are going to write always ORM queries, Django format related ORM queries, object relational mapping we are calling. So Django ORM queries we are writing. Those ORM queries automatically converted into specific database format, whatever we are using in our programming. Okay, now?
I mean, do we need to learn these queries separately, sir? Django ORM
No, no,
queries?
no, no. When you are learning about the Django only, people are going to get these all things. Our Django faculty is only teaching about this all.
You no need.
And
We no need to learn separately. We will learn.
no need to learn. No need to learn.
Okay.
ORM query is a part of the Django only. Part of the Django only. This is one concept like in Django model concept, views concept, URL concept we are discussing. Same like ORM concept also we are discussing. Okay, na? So in our REST API also regularly we will do it this kind of queries, no problem. So MySQL database, if you are installing and you can open the MySQL database, then you can execute this command. Then you are getting data. But Django to MySQL, I want to communicate and I want to get the data. Then that time you are writing this query programmatically. So we are not responsible to learn all the database related queries. We require to learn Django related queries. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other?
And I have one more, sir. You said one point that I mean the queries actually how the APIs. I mean Java APIs will be there, .NET APIs will be there, and we are going to write our own APIs, right?
Okay.
Hello. Yeah. So do we are the responsible to make the communication between our API with Java API or .NET API? Do we need to write the code for that also?
No, 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 no. We are not writing single line of other language code. We are responsible our Django code how converting into JSON, that is only, and JSON response how taking back, that is only. Okay. So for my program, I created one response in the form of JSON, one request in the form of JSON. That is nothing but API. Okay. So this API anybody can use, other language people. That is their responsibility.
Yeah. So suppose, okay, nice. Okay. For example, Java API people are designing their API. We are designing our API.
Yeah. They both APIs
who will do this? Who will do this? Who will do this, sir? Who will establish communication between these two?
See, JSON is doing that communication. JSON is doing that communication.
No, sir. Not like that.
I understand your problem.
Okay. Java people developed, sir. We also develop APIs.
Yeah.
I'm asking that how to establish the I mean the connection between our API with other APIs. That is my question.
Here, yes, I understand here. So here Django is there, guys. Django is there. So Django code you are converting into the JSON format. Okay? So you are doing this one very well, perfect. Perfect, you are doing. So
we are doing
next JSON response and you are converting into Django format, and later we can use the data whatever we want. Okay, so here JSON type data is there. So enough, this one, this is our responsibility. Now how Java people communicating with our API, you are asking, am I right?
Yeah.
How
Our
this
API,
person.
yeah.
So we are going to be designing APIs and we are maintaining in the publicly guys APIs. The persons who are want to communicate with my application, then you can use these are the my APIs, like that we are giving. They are going to communicate directly and they are asking, I want to communicate your application, so can you provide your APIs to me, like that they are going to do dealing. Okay, so that's why then here API 1, API 2, API 3, like multiple APIs we have for our application. These APIs we are going to give to the Java people. Then Java people in their code they are writing, our API. Because of our API, so they are going to be communicating like this. Okay, na?
Again, developer only will do this one, sir.
The sharing APIs, you're asking?
Like we have to write something. I mean, we have to import or we have to make something connections between the Java API to Django API, right? Who will do this?
Yeah. So here Django API is there. For example, here Java person is there. So Java person required to import here our API. Our API import here first. Later that API they are going to use. They are sending the request using our API. Whenever they are sending, they are getting the response. So response storing here. Later that response converted into their own language format, Java format. After converting into Java, they are going to use the data, whatever they want to do.
Okay, nice. Thank you.
Okay, na? Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other?
Hello, sir. You will teach us also JSON.
Yes. I mean, here JSON format data only we are sending. So that is in the next session I'm going to tell serializers concept. Actually, in the Django, guys, can see here. So in the Django, here presentation is required. E number, E name, for example, salary. So if you want to send the data, then presentation is required in the Django. So create button I'm taking. So now you are going to enter data here, some data you are enter whatever you want. You are going to click create button, guys. Okay. So using the HTML, this is HTML, guys. Using the HTML, if we are sending the data, this data automatically converted into JSON format, guys. This data automatically converted into JSON format internally. HTML data always converted into JSON, guys. Okay. Now this JSON data again we are converted into dictionary type. Okay. So this dictionary data nothing but internally I mean HTML code converted into JSON internally. JSON we need to convert into dictionary manually. We are going to do in the Django. Okay. So in the Django views, inside views we are writing. Inside the views we are writing, guys, that logic. Okay. Nothing but this entire one is available in the views only. Inside the views, Django views. So this presentation where we are writing in the Django templates we are writing. Am I right? Presentation code in the Django templates. Now here database is there, guys. We have the DB. So how we are going to be communicating that DB means via the model, via the model you are going to be communicating. Am I right? So our view interacted with the model, guys. Tell me.
Okay. Same we will do in the REST framework.
No. So that is I'm going to show you now. So this is the Django flow, guys. From the browser, whenever we are sending data, that is converted into JSON, and that JSON into converted into dictionary, and that is via the model communicating to DB. Okay. So simply templates, views, models we are using, guys, here database communicating. So when we are using the REST API, guys, these templates we are not using. Okay, na? So here we are going to use the serializers concept. Okay, serializers concept. So this serializers concept having the data in the form of JSON, guys. So JSON type data directly we are sending here. JSON format objects. I'm going to show you JSON rules and regulations, how creating data, everything here. Okay. So JSON objects we are creating, and these JSON objects we are sending. Okay, this JSON objects we are sending. This JSON object directly we are converting into dictionary inside the view, and this dictionary again communicating to model and communicating to DB. So can see here this templates how we are designing using the Django forms concept. Am I right? Django forms concept, guys. In the Django we have forms concept. Using the forms, employee form, login form, register form, like that we are creating. Okay, using the forms concept, HTMLs we are generating.
Hmm?
So now here we are going to use the serializers concept. Serializers concept. So we are not required templates. So in the Django, if you want to use the this presentation related templates, means you need to learn HTML, you need to learn CSS, you need to learn
Yes,
Bootstrap,
yes.
like all
No need
things.
to learn.
But here no need to learn these all things. Just we are going to learn about the JSON. So JSON data is required. That JSON data via the serializer. Serializer concept communicating to, converting into dictionary automatically.
Okay, so
Okay,
we
na?
don't need to learn, no? JSON.
No, we need
Hello.
to learn JSON. We need to learn JSON. So
Okay,
in
okay,
the
okay. So
in our
interviewer
sessions
will
only,
ask you
I'm
this
going to
question.
take. This is I'm only going to take it. Take care
Okay, okay.
in our session. Rules and regulations, all the things. Okay. The JSON
Okay,
information
fine.
I'll take care, and the JSON data how converting into dictionary I'll take care.
Okay. Okay, after
Yeah.
complete. Okay, so one more question. Okay, what is the role of API developer?
What is the role of API developer means? So as a API developer, our primary goal is we need to send our request in the form of JSON. We need to take a response in the form of JSON. So you are writing coding, guys. By writing your code, you are developing one URL. Whenever people are sending that URL, so request must be generated in the JSON, and also response must be getting from JSON in the form of JSON only. So if you are not generating your response in the form of JSON, then as a API developer you are failing. That is the concept.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
na?
And sir, okay, sir, and one more question. Difference between XML and JSON?
Yeah. So both are exchanging the information only, guys, from one application to another application. So
Okay.
difference, similarity is both are exchanging the data purpose only from one application to another application via the JSON or via the XML. Okay, na? So what are the differences means a lot of variations there, guys, while writing the coding. And these all things in the tomorrow session only you are going to get difference between XML and JSON. Already I given here points. Okay, so we are going to discussing these things tomorrow session, like that. So a lot of differences there, guys, in the XML, in the JSON. Okay, so here the more internet is required, less internet is enough, more lines of code required,
Okay,
less
okay.
lines of code required, like a number of things there. Tomorrow I will explaining more points.
So we can use either one of them, right?
Yes,
Depend on
anyone we
the
can use.
advantage and requirement.
Yes, we can use any one, but nowadays people are giving high priority to this JSON. That's why we are going to follow this one only. And also we are using what Django REST framework. Okay, so Django REST framework we are using means our Django REST framework by default converting our response in the form of JSON, taking the request in the form of JSON only. That is the Django REST framework benefits. Okay, na?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, tomorrow we have session or off?
Yeah, we have session tomorrow also.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you,
same
sir.
time. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.